What up, Hard Drive Radio radicals? Paulie here for Hard Drive Radio, and I am joined now by one of my favorite people in the world. That is not even an exaggeration.
My dude.
Caleb from Beartooth.
Hey, I'm glad to be here. It's always puts a smile on my face when I see you. So, like, recently we played in Brooklyn.
Oh, yeah.
And I look out during, I don't remember what song it was, but Paul's just standing right in the middle in the front, holding up the horns. I was like, dude! And we, like, caught eyes, and we were both just rocking out together. It was so sick, man.
That was, like, the highlight of my night, too, because, like, I'm getting up there. I'm not as spry as I used to be. I can't pit as hard as I used to.
Sure,
but
sure.
If I hear, like, somebody call for a circle pit, I'm
Right.
like, that's my cue.
I
That's
always
like the
see you in
list of pits for me.
I see you like once or twice.
Yeah.
If you're at a show, I'll catch a glimpse of you in there. It always brightens me up.
I'll jump in for a little bit and like maybe 2 songs and then I'm good.
Right. It's the
I can
best.
go stand to the back.
It's the best. Nice.
Man, you guys killed it in Brooklyn.
Thank you.
It's just it's so great to see you guys on the road again. I know it's been a while.
Oh man.
But you've been hard at work on this
Yup.
right here, baby. Disease, the new album. It's out today. So,
Yeah.
if you haven't checked it out yet, what the hell are you waiting for?
Come on now.
So,
But yeah, hey, for real though, it has been good, getting out on the road, and I mean, it was almost like we took like a mini hiatus or something. Like our last proper tour, that wasn't even like a proper tour. It was just like festival little run was in October 2017, and then yeah, I mean, this is our first like real tour back. We did like a small Europe thing where we did some festivals, but yeah, like this is a long run. Our crew is working 69 days on this tour, which is wild. And I mean, we've all been pretty much there the whole time other than like setup rehearsal day. And it just feels so good. It feels so good to be back and like stuff going wrong and like the whole bit. I'm like, yes, back on the road. Like it
so
just
you
feels
look forward
so
to
good.
that, like kicking the cobwebs off. Huh?
Yo, yes, absolutely. I mean, think that little Europe run was like kind of like a starter, just like kind of get us moving a little bit in that direction. But I mean, this is the longest show we've put on as a band. I mean, we're playing an hour 20 to an hour 35 ish. Like our set list is 16 songs, and we have like some other bits in there and jams and stuff. And yeah, you gotta like get back into that and like learn how to pace yourself, and it's a whole thing. But I just love it, and it's so fun to be playing the new songs. People really seem to be digging them, and I mean, we played up until now. I think we might throw some more in, but we were just playing all like the singles that got released, and
There's like 5 of the new tracks. In the
right,
set list,
right. Yeah, there's 5. Yeah, we played the 4 singles that have been put out, and then Infection, and it's been going over so great, which is like, it's always so nerve-wracking, man, when you gotta like just go in fresh with fresh material, haven't done a tour on it. This could go any direction. People could just be pissed and be like, play your old stuff, but everybody's really vibing the new record, which is cool.
I will say I've been very encouraged to see the reaction for, the build up for the album online.
Right.
I'm so used to going to Facebook and whatever, and as soon as the new music comes out, there's somebody complaining about how it doesn't sound like the old stuff.
Of course, of course.
And it's not like you guys are stagnant. You're not just doing the same thing over and over again, but overall the fans really seem to be embracing this.
Yeah, I'm
your
blown
best work
away.
yet.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really cool, and honestly for me, I gave myself a lot of pressure with this record just because I love aggressive, and it's like a cool kind of piece in time. The reality is it was made in realistically about the course of 2 months. Like I think real writing started in like January, and the master was in my hand on I believe March 11th. So it was like a quick process, and that was more kind of like run and gun, just like the old school way I've made records, at least, which is just go, go, go. And I love it, but I feel like some stuff slipped through the cracks. Like and this is me being, nitpicky. I'm just like a maniac with this stuff, obviously, But, yeah, I was like, I should have done this different, or, there should have been more something with the mix or whatever. I don't know. But we really took the time on this record. I mean, everybody. And, like, yeah, it was kind of, like a soul-searching venture for me, but there were a lot of people involved to make it work, and a lot of studios, and we took a lot of time, but I am 110% satisfied with this record. You know what I mean? There's not one thing I would change. And for that, I would say it's the best Beartooth record yet in that regard. At least for me, obviously. You know, it's up to interpretation. But I'm very happy with it.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, yeah, it's the best one yet.
I like that.
Absolutely.
I like this guy.
You know, it's the third full-length Beartooth album now.
Yeah.
And you know, you said that you had, you know, a lot of people working on this one, and anyone who knows you and knows the band knows that you do everything.
Right.
Everything yourself. And so, do you find as you're growing as an artist that you're maybe allowing yourself to kind of let go a little bit and accept help when you need it?
The thing that was wild about this record is it was like there was more people involved in helping out, but it took way more work on my part because like I didn't properly have a producer. I had a Nick Raskulinix, who is like just the god of rock. You know, he's just done so many good records. You just look him up; it'll blow your mind.
It's a mile long.
It is shocking, but you know, he executive produced the record, and that's just kind of the title we put on it. But essentially, before I went into Blackbird, like the proper studio where I cut all the songs, I brought everything that I'd written to his place, and we just jammed for 5 days, just played it all, and he really helped shape, like, because I just get lost, you know, there's so many songs. He really helped shape what to him felt like a real album, you know, not just kind of like a collection of songs, and we really broke it down from there, and so that was great. But then getting into the studio, it's just, you know, because I mixed it. I did a ton of the editing. I did a lot of work. And I had a great engineer. His name was Peter, but he killed it. But I'm just so crazy. Like, I mean, producing the record, mixing the record, writing the songs, and performing the songs, and specifically performing them to, like, make sure they're real, you know, not over-edited and, like, not, you know, I think the only drum samples on the record are on the song Enemy. I blew out the rack tom during the take, but it was like a killer take, so we like resampled that. But other than that, there's like no drum samples. It's like real, like what was happening in the room, and, you know, just dialing in all these old amps and cabs and mics. It was just so much work. But since it's been done and I've like been able to decompress, oh man, I'm just so proud of it, and I'm glad I did it the way I did. I don't know if I'm gonna do it like that again. Like, I could definitely see myself just going to Nick's and just being like, all right, man, you can produce this one. like brother, I ran my race and it was cool. But yeah, and then also like the guys in the band have been, you know, helping in various ways. Like, we still all know kind of the functionality of the songwriting, but what they really helped with was, like, when I was just lost, I was just lost in all these songs. We had like 4 or 5 days where Cam and Ashi came over to my place, and we just sat in the basement and just listened, and I just showed them so much stuff, and they really helped me, like, with what they thought was pursuable, what they thought I should not focus on, like lyrics they think could be better, things like that. It's so nice to have a pair of fresh ears, and I was like, what better fresh ears than the guys who play the songs every night? So yeah, I mean, I spread myself very thin, but there were still, you know, some people involved. But this is easily the hardest I've ever had to work to make an album, for sure.
Not exactly itching to do it right again.
No. I hope this is like a 3-4 year record cycle. Like, this is one of those records that we can just play on for a while and, you know, maybe do like a big release with like a bunch of the B-sides, because there were a ton of B-sides. But yeah, I'm good on making records,
you know what,
for a while.
Like, when you have like a good collection of songs that didn't make the record, and just like putting out like 2 or 3 EPs of just like, here's all this extra great stuff we put out.
Absolutely. I would love to do that.
Yeah.
And like the acoustic stuff, like, you know, I really enjoy doing that. And I think it'd be cool to like do some, I don't know, like acoustic renditions or maybe some originals. I don't know. But there is a lot of material. We could put out another album of material. But yeah, it'll probably be like an EP or, you know, like a legit deluxe thing. And I guess we'll see when time comes, but, you know, we're on day 1 of the record, so we got some time to work.
Plan it out a little
We got
bit.
some work to do before that.
I think, you know, the theme of combating depression is just kind of central throughout the whole record. And at the show in Brooklyn, right before you guys played Disease, you gave a pretty good speech about it. And I think, it's really important to talk about it. And you bring it up several times that, people don't talk about it. And I know it's been getting a lot more attention these days, but we're still not there yet. And, I was at that show with several people who were friends of mine, and a couple of them deal with depression as well. And, standing there listening to you and what you were saying, like, I could just see the relief on their faces, knowing that, like, oh shit, this guy knows exactly what that feels like. What they're going through.
Yeah.
And so I think it's really important that you're doing that. And, on behalf of those who can't say it to your face, thank you.
Hey, well, thank you, man. And thanks to everybody else. But really, I didn't even plan on doing that. It was just the first night we played in Michigan, and we all recently lost a good friend who played in a band called We Came as Romans. And Kyle. And so it was just weighing on me real heavy, like, before we played that song. And I just kind of talked about it and was just like, just please talk to somebody if you feel this way. And, like, it got really, really intense. But afterwards, our drum tech actually, we're all just talking about the show, and he was like, dude, like, kind of on the side, he was like, man, you need to do that, like, every night. I really think that was important. I was like, really? He's like, yeah. And so I just started talking, and, like, I never have had a script. Like, I know some people, like, literally word for word do the same set every night. I just totally, yes. No, we just grip and rip, and just whatever happens. But it's the same for those talks. And I basically just start with, this is what the record's about, and then it just kind of goes from there. But it's just crazy how many people that I never would have thought at the end of the night have come over and just been like, that was, like, cool that you were open about that. And the hardest thing for me that I try and really do is make sure everybody knows that, like, I'm not just, like, addressing a crowd. I want you to know that I'm, like, talking to every single one of you. And that's tough. That's tough to do with, a giant room full of people. But I think it's gotten across. And so, like, if people are getting something out of it, I'm definitely going to keep trying to talk about it. And it's crazy. Like, everybody's painting me as, like, this mental health advocate or something now, and I'm like, I have zero intention of doing that. It was just kind of like, I make records, and that's what they're always about, inevitably. So, but I don't know. Hey, I mean, I'm here to fight the good fight. I'll help out the cause.
On that note, the band is Beartooth. The album is Disease. It is out now. Go pick it up. It is absolutely the best album this year.